Hello again, and welcome back to another edition of The Wicked Conservative. Today, we are going to be talking about Kanye West, the dinner, the storming out of the Tim Pool show, and exactly what I think is going on here. So, you're already familiar with the fact that Kanye West stormed off of Tim Pool's Timcast on Monday night. So, this has been a hot button topic for a while. But what you probably don't know are the incidents that led up to him storming off of the podcast and exactly how much heat he has been taking in the media in the past couple months. So, we are going to go ahead and look at some highlighted articles that are going to shed some light on exactly how Kanye got to this point in time. So the reason that Kanye wanted to go on to Tim Pool's show was to discuss the dinner that he actually had with Trump at Mar-a-Lago. And a lot of people already knew about the dinner. They knew that Kanye asked Trump to be his vice president. He asked Trump how he thought he could win the election. And Trump did not take any of Kanye's antics very well from what the media posted about the dinner. So, of course, Tim wanted to know from Kanye's point of view what happened. And the only way to do that was to get Kanye on the show. So, this is where the premise actually started. Tim wanted to get Kanye to tell them about the dinner with Trump and why exactly Trump was so upset, according to all the media outlets, on what Kanye said to him and what took place at the dinner. But you guys already know that that did not pan out well, and we didn't get any new information about what happened at the dinner with Kanye, Milo, and Nick Fuentes. The Timcast show started immediately unraveling when Kanye decided to bring up his sentiments about the Jewish population. And it went downhill really, really fast as Tim pushed back on Kanye's generalization of an entire group of people. Now, this led a lot of people to start speculating on how the dynamics of free speech work in the media system. A lot of people seem to liken this reference to generalizing white people, black people, Christians, so on and so forth. Therefore, this wasn't a good look for the Timcast podcast, and Kanye wasn't about to not talk about what he felt was the issues that were holding him back. So a lot of people started asking themselves, how exactly did Kanye get together with Nick Fuentes and Milo Yiannopoulos? And what we ended up finding out through some extensive research was that the meeting between these three individuals was actually coordinated by an Alex Jones representative. I do believe it was Kanye himself who said that his representative was contacted by the Alex Jones representative, and that is actually who put him in contact with Milo and Nick Fuentes. Now, we know that Kanye has a huge, extensive network, and he could pretty much have access to anybody. As a matter of fact, he was having such a disastrous time with his Apple Pay that he enlisted the help of Elon Musk to question Tim Cook, the owner of Apple, as to why they shut off his access to his funds. And here is a tweet actually from Elon Musk asking Tim Cook what's going on here. So it's not out of the realm to see how Nick Fuentes, Milo Yiannopoulos, and Kanye West all got acquainted with each other. Only Kanye's troubles didn't start with the dinner with Nick Fuentes and getting in touch with Milo Yiannopoulos. As a matter of fact, this has kind of been going on for a while. And in this headline from the Business Insider, it claims that Kanye West owes millions all over town for unpaid contract work and music samples, and there's actually a lawsuit that is being filed against him. In addition to the lawsuits, Kanye West has also lost his sponsorship from Adidas and Balenciaga. And the Tim Cash Show wasn't the only disastrous podcast that he was a part of. In October, he went on to the Lex Friedman podcast and started making similar remarks in regards to the Jewish people on the Soviet Union born Jewish hosts podcast show. Kanye told the host a Jewish friend of his told him to go visit the Holocaust Museum, and his response was, "Let's visit our Holocaust Museum, Planned Parenthood." The host countered West's anti Semitic allegations of a Jewish run media, saying that he grew up in the Soviet Union, he was Jewish, parts of his family perished in the Holocaust, and he had to push back. When Kanye says the Jewish media, there's an echo of pain that people feel. And this is where the famous Kanye quote came: "If Jewish people would accept that I'm a Jew, they would hear it in a different way." To which, of course, CNN had to have their 2 cents put in, and they claimed that West made anti Semitic remarks that caused companies he was affiliated with to end their relationships with him. They state that over the years, West, who has legally changed his name to Ye, has made multiple inflammatory statements that have angered many in the Black community, including his insistence that slavery was a choice and that racism is a dated concept. They were also very upset when he and Candace Owens wore the White Lives Matter shirts in his fashion line. This is also what's dividing the Republican Party. If we can talk about generalizations, then why can we not talk about a specific category of generalizations? And of course, this does nothing but bring more divide to the country. In addition to stoking division, the Kanye West antics are also acting as a diversion from the actual problems that are facing our nation. Instead of talking about election security or border patrol or education for our children or the crime statistics, everybody is attempting to use Kanye as a pawn to get their voices heard or justify their division in the nation. But most of all, I think that we are overlooking the huge issue that is right in front of our face, and that's the fact that we are watching a man have a severe mental breakdown. Iliad Davis, who is a philosopher professor at Morehouse, said all people's pain and trauma, regardless of what community they are part of, should be met with love and compassion. Davis said West thought his class would preclude any critiques of his making anti Jewish remarks and says that he thinks he's a victim of his own arrogance. It may be interesting to find out what Tim could have learned from Kanye had he stayed the entire podcast, because near the end of the first disastrous podcast with the aforementioned Lex Freeman, West accused Ari Emanuel, the chief executive of William Morris Endeavor, of, quote, trying to take food out of his children's mouth by writing an op ed in the Financial Times calling for companies to cut ties with the rapper. But when he was asked about his hopes for his legacy, West said, "Who designed the sidewalk? Who designed the water fountain? Who designed the stop sign? Who designed the stop light? These are things so ubiquitous that the person who designed them is forgotten. What he wants for himself," he said, "was to be forgotten." So there is a lingering sadness to the madness that we are watching unfold before our very eyes. And I think that anybody who is close to Kanye West or is a friend to Kanye West needs to step in and pull the man out of the spotlight and take care of his issues behind closed doors. That is probably what will be best for Kanye, and not to be selfish, but it would also limit the distractions for the American people so that we can get back to actually focusing on business instead of celebrity. But that's all I have for you guys today. And on that note, I will catch you on the next one.